Peace, family, and welcome back to the Campaign TV show. I am your host, and it's another episode. I'm your brother, King Cam, and this is the podcast where we have real discussions with real people. And tonight, man, we're going to be talking with a special guest who's going to show us how we can make money online. Another way opposite of digital real estate. You know, that's what I do. But I got somebody that's going to show us another way how we can get that paper up. But first, let's go ahead and drop this video. Sorry, we got in. There was a live interruption on the first go round, so we about to do this all over again. So let's go ahead and drop that video, family.
Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me, I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say they see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. Then back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big, you feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair, you had the advantage, we wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Your worst nightmare, my skin tone about them chains. Not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still wanna think our history started when we were slaves? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made. I was chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you acting like I ain't.
All right, family. So we are back now without any live stream interruptions for tonight's show. So I do apologize for that, man. Got the link sent out to all of my YouTube family. So all of YouTube, man, y'all make sure y'all tap in Facebook, share this out to all of your community, all your networks, family, friends. You know we're in the middle of the pandemic. Well, you know, we've been in the middle of the pandemic for a while, but, you know, we still in this pandemic, people trying to figure out different ways that they can make money online. So this is going to be a dope show for you tonight. So I got a good brother on who's going to be talking to us about how we can make money in the stock market. It's very, very important. A lot of people are interested in that today. So we want to have somebody that has a little bit of experience, if not a lot of experience, in making money in the market. So my man has been on and in this industry trading for about 5 years. You know, he's the CEO and the founder of Unbroken Mindset. Mindset is key when it comes to trading in the market. And my brother is a crypto investor as well, entrepreneur. And I'm speaking of none other than Mo, the chart guy. I appreciate you coming on, big bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you for having me, man. Appreciate you. I'm back.
Yeah, man. We was doing this like 5 minutes ago, family, and there was a stream interruption or whatever the case may be, and we was not able to get as many people on as we normally have on. And it's still seeming like it's slow, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. There is some people on now, it's more than it was before, but it just seemed like it's just real slow tonight. But we're gonna keep it pushing, we're gonna keep it moving. And Mo, you was talking to us about your journey. You were saying how you got into trading. You say you had the trucking company, you and your wife helping your parents, and you are a technical
I was an IT analyst. IT analyst. Mm-hmm. So at the time, I had a trucking company. I'm an IT analyst,
right?
And I have this extra money coming in. So I was watching Vice News because that was like one of my favorite things to watch, and they did an episode on Bitcoin. And at the time, I'm thinking Bitcoin was maybe at like $15-$20 or whatever, right? So yeah, it was really cheap, right? Because it was just getting on to the market or whatever. People weren't really talking about it that much. So talk to my wife. I'm like, babe, go ahead and throw that $500, you know, just throw a little 500 on it to see what it's gonna do. Because at the time, I ain't know nothing about it. I just know that I'm a tech guy, and anything dealing with technology, I'm gonna, you know, at least look into it, right?
Right.
So Bitcoin sitting at maybe jumps up to 1,000, and then the first initial push, I think it jumped up to 10,000. So I'm coming up in there wiping my hands like, babe, let me see that Bitcoin. And she looks at me like, boy, what you talking about? And I was like, oh man, you ain't do it. So from that point on, I was on the search for like the next big thing. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
we kind of missed that initial push of Bitcoin. And as I got more understanding of it, you could dollar cost average into that thing. So that's kind of what I started doing once I really educated myself on cryptocurrency. So
Okay. So
that's
you
pretty
are
much how
so
I got started.
okay. So you already have a background in tech.
Mhm.
So crypto, all of this different stuff, this real techie stuff, Decentraland and digital
Oh
real
yeah,
estate and augmented reality and the metaverse. Like all about that.
right,
You
right.
know all about that. Okay, 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 okay. Well, yeah, that makes a whole lot of sense and makes even more sense why you would be successful in trading. So, okay, so now that was Bitcoin, but how did you get into the markets?
So my wife is really big into stocks or whatever, right? To me, I
Yeah,
really didn't too much look at it. She was the one that really dove into that sector. But since we're a team, I kind of start diving into it with her too. And as you get into it, you look at these charts, and I always wonder, like, man, what does these candles mean or whatever, right? So I'm looking at
mhm,
the charts. I'm like, it's got to be in some way that I could do this myself because I always like to try to cut out the middleman. I don't want nobody like I don't want to have to go to Merrill Lynch and have so much of money for them to invest my money for me.
right.
So as we get into it, I'm like, I wonder what these candlesticks mean. So I started learning what the candlesticks mean. And I was like, oh, so you pretty much telling me I can learn these candlesticks and I can invest this stuff into the market myself on top of reading, income balance sheets and all that stuff, seeing how good companies are actually doing. And then I just decided to take it on for myself. I had extra time. I really didn't want to, like, I enjoyed my job, but you don't have time. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
sometimes you get there. I get up in the morning. I leave in the dark. It takes me an hour to get to work, and then I work 8 hours, 9 hours, and then it takes me another hour, 2 hours to get back home. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this Atlanta traffic, right? So I'm not really getting to all the practices. Like my son plays basketball, my baby boy runs track and stuff like that. So I'm like, dang, I got to do something or whatever, right?
yes,
So
sir.
that's what just motivated me to start doing it and learning it. And it's like, man, if I can get it to where I can supplement what I'm making at my job, then hey, I could do this full time, and
Right.
that's where it went from there.
Absolutely, and that's a good point that you highlighted that when you getting into any new skill, family, you getting into any entrepreneurship. The goal is to be able, at the bare minimum, if you planning on leaving your job, you should at least be able to cover what your job is making in whatever new skill, endeavor, entrepreneurship venture that you're in. If that's not the case, then you should not be leaving your job. So you need to
Nah.
stay at work, stay at the 9 to 5 because you have to continue to live. You got to pay your bills, you got to take care of your children if you have children. You still got
Mhm.
expenses and things like that that have to be taken care of. And you can't do that if you're trying to take all that you're making, from the or trying to just play catch up all the time, in entrepreneurship. I had to learn that the hard way because I was one of them, I'm jumping out, I'm about to do this, and didn't have no plan on
Right.
how I was getting it done. So I was just out here, bro. So I know
Yeah.
how I go. But also, man, one time for that ATL traffic,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
because I was stuck in traffic on 285 early this morning, and it was like I'm looking at my GPS and it's saying I'm gonna be here for an hour and 12 minutes before I get to my destination, and it was only like 30 minutes away. But that's
Yeah,
just
that's that
another,
killer.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
another, that's a whole nother thing,
It'll
family.
make you get on your grind.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So yeah, so for those who are, who are looking at, at stocks, at crypto, because that's what's in everybody's face right now. I mean, everybody now is starting to even take crypto. That people are doing. A lot of people are doing payments in crypto now. You can buy a lot of stuff with Ethereum,
Mhm.
with Bitcoin, things like that. You got a lot of people teaching it. So what if I was somebody who didn't know anything about it and was saying, hey, looking for an investment vehicle to put my money in and came across crypto, thought about possibly doing some day trading, what would you say to them?
Well, first things first, education. You got to have the education because if you do not have the education, you're going to learn the hard way, and that could cause you to lose your confidence in trading or in investing, because when you don't know and you're just listening to this advice or this advice and you really haven't educated yourself on what it is that they're talking about, you're kind of going to throw your money anywhere, that you hear somebody talking. So that
Right.
will cause you to lose a bag. So you first thing you want to do is invest in the education, because the education is going to take you further than anything else.
Absolutely. Man, it's so much that's out there though, Mo. It's so much that's out there. Look, cause I lost like $500-600 in a Discord for one of them coins that was shooting to the moon at one point in
Mm-hmm.
time when a pump and dump.
Safe
Boy,
moon.
yeah, no, it wasn't Safe Moon. It was another one. It wasn't Safe Moon at that time. It was another one. But it was definitely a pump and dump. And like in the Discord, you got it's a bunch of stuff going on, a lot of information, and you got hackers or scammers that's in the Discord too. And
Yeah.
basically what happened was I didn't know what I was doing, trying to set my wallet up and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
they was like, "Yo, we're gonna help you set your wallet up." And I took the bait. They swapped my wallet for their wallet number, and yeah, they
Yeah.
got me, bro.
Took all your money out your wallet.
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
they got me.
definitely. You definitely, whenever, first things first, when you get into crypto and you're starting to get these hot wallets, which are Web 3.0 wallets, such as Atomic Wallet, Exodus Wallet, just to name a couple of them, never give anybody access to your wallet. Never share your keys with anybody, because if you do, they can take whatever it is they want out your wallet. They can upload your wallet on a new device. And when they do that, they can just put that money into wherever they want it to go. So first things first, you definitely need to understand how those wallets work. Now, when it comes to my group and what we do at Unbroken Mindset, yes, we do talk about what we call them is trash meme or dream coins, and you can catch a nice pump and dump on those, right? But
Right.
that's not going to be the main thing that you put in your portfolio. That's a coin that you're just going to trade. So say like Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Elon Musk was pumping the heck out of Dogecoin.
Right.
That's actually the first original meme coin, right? Because it's just as old as Bitcoin. So he's pumping it up. A lot of people are just not hearing about it, so they're buying it on their Webull, they're buying it on their Robinhood. So it's causing the price to pump. So what happens is that you heard it, they heard it. Now they're like, okay, we finna get into this coin. You buy it at the top. A lot of people that made the money that they want to make, and then
Yep.
they take their profits, and now you stuck holding the bag.
Right. Right. And the key, one of the things too, and you may do this in Unbroken Mindset already. You may have an inside track, but most of the time, people know you got to know people who can get you on early at the beginning before the pump
Well,
before it start going up, because usually by the time you fix like mainstream in the public, by the time you hear about it, it's up already for the most
right,
part.
right.
You know what I'm
So,
saying? And then,
so
but like you said, you put your little 500 in, it's on the way down.
yeah,
It's on
that's
the way
all
down.
it's gone. So
Yeah.
the best thing to do, right, is you have to have research, right? And I so happen to have a great team that researches. Shout out to my guy D Wiz, man. He puts us on some coins. I'm like, well, how you heard of that one? I ain't even heard of that one yet. So Eric, there is some sites that we have that you can definitely use to draw out some of these coins before they drop. And to be honest with you, CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap are actually two of those sites that you can use, because right at the top of CoinMarketCap is going to give you the trending coins, it's going to give you the projects that just dropped, and then it's going to give you the top gainers. So now you just go through that list and you just decipher like, hey, which one is going to be a good project to jump in, which one is really has utility, you know what I mean, which one that could last a long time. So one of the things that I like to do is my checklist is, what does it bring to cryptocurrency? Can it stop
Mhm.
production, or can it stop cryptocurrency from upgrading? So that's where you be like, okay, so blockchain, we know blockchain coins can stop the process of cryptocurrency from progressing, right? Because if they can't get a handle on the blockchain technology, then most of the part crypto would never advance. So you definitely want to kind of do it in that step. How important is it to crypto? Can it stop the progression of crypto? And then what attribute does it bring to crypto?
That's the checklist, family. That's the checklist. And it just drops some websites as well that you can actually go to find out what's trending, the top gainers, new projects, all of that kind of stuff. Because before now, like I was today years old when I found out you can go on the website. If I literally thought that you had to actually you had to know somebody who was just like plugged in because, like I said, publicly, mainstream wise, if you hear about a coin, Dogecoin, for example, Safe Moon, for
It's
example,
late.
it's late.
Late.
It's late already. They done made people
Right.
done made money already. It's literally about to crash. So by the time you jump in, you put your $500 in, it's not really gonna do nothing, and then you're gonna be like, man, this crypto don't work.
Right. Right.
so
Facts.
um
Facts.
so yeah, so like I said, man, it's just so much information. I did a podcast a few weeks ago with a good friend of mine by the name of Jared T. Ross.
Oh, that's my
Who
guy, man. Jared
Oh,
T.
you
Ross.
know Jared?
Yeah, I know
Oh
Jared.
man, yeah, that's my man's.
Yeah, that's my
So
guy.
okay, so you already know. So Jared was breaking down the metaverse for us. He is he top notch with crypto and everything like that. So I get a lot of my information from Jared. So there was a couple of questions that was in the comment section. There was a couple of them. Somebody asked, "Can you recoup a stolen wallet? Is that possible?"
Nah. So the one disadvantage about decentralized finance is there is no customer service. So if they get your money,
It's over
it's
with.
OV.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good to know, family. So remember, if they get you, if you give out your wallet information, if somebody trick you out of giving your wallet key to them, then you're gonna be in trouble. Somebody said, what's that book behind you, Mo? Is it
Man,
Bitcoin?
Bitcoin and Black America, man. Shout out
Bit
to my guy Zed Jackson.
okay, okay, Bitcoin and Black America. Is that a must read for those who getting into crypto? Getting,
I definitely think it is. He does a great job of breaking down the Bitcoin or blockchain technology inside of the book. And he also gives his story, man. And I think it's always important to hear everybody's story of like why it was that they got in crypto. So I definitely think it's a good one.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all heard that straight from Mo, the chart guy. Family, you need to get that Bitcoin and Black America. Read up on that. And I like how Mo is leading with the knowledge because people attracted to stuff because they say they're making money, right? People saying they making money, they making plays, they doing all this different stuff in the crypto market, in the stock market, and that's what gets the attention of the people. But what people don't realize is that on the back end, you need to do a lot of reading, you need to do a lot of studying, you need to be understanding the language and knowing what's going on to set yourself up for success
That's
to
right.
to set yourself up for success. So I think that's extremely important. So getting back to your story, so you got into the market, right? After you missed the initial wave, was it just studying, research, and then just testing out different coins and things like that?
Well, it was a little bit easier for me because I already kind of had an understanding of technology, but I didn't really, I knew what, like I had heard of blockchain technology, but I didn't quite know exactly what it was. So once I started reading more on blockchain technology, then I started understanding like, oh man, this is big. And then another thing that helped me was I think it was the book called The Fourth Revolution in Industry Revolution.
Mm,
And in the fourth industry revolution, they was talking about how we went from, agriculture being the main thing, then industry being the main thing. And then the last thing, which is they call it the fourth revolution, is going to be digital. And you can kind of see like we're already going to that digital. We have, not Uber cars, Tesla cars can drive themselves. You know what I mean? So
right.
if you kind of see, like you can kind of see it and it's already happening in front of our eyes. You know what I mean? Like Boeing just dropped money into a company that's going to have autonomous flying taxis. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Like the
So
Jetsons?
yeah. so
Wow.
so we're kind of already heading into that field of a digital landscape. So if you get your mind wrapped around it, you can kind of see where we're already going.
Okay. 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 Wow, man, that's crazy, man. We was watching the Jetsons in the '90s, and now it's about to be like in real life.
Right.
flying cars,
Right.
flying cars and things like that. So, okay, so I start the research, right? I am, learning about decentralized finance. I'm learning about, blockchain technology. So, at are what point am I able to now begin to make investments? Do I start off with like a $50 investment here? Do I get with a group of individuals like Unbroken Mindset and go from there? Like, what are my steps?
I will always say if you can get with a group of like-minded individuals, it will help you quicker because, like, say our group, right? We already have everything consolidated for you. What you need to know, you know, where you should look to invest. You're only going to invest what you can afford to lose. You know what I mean? So I definitely would say if you can find a good group, and my group happens to be one of those, I would definitely say get into that group. But if you're one of them people where you want to, learn it on your own, I would say get on I forgot this name of the site. I'm gonna drop it to you when I look it up, but it's a site that you can kind of just read up on blockchain technology, Ethereum 2.0, Bitcoin, Lightning. You can just read up on the new technology that they're coming out with, and it can kind of help guide your way. But it's still going to take you a little while, and it's going to take some hard losses for you to really learn your lesson too. So that's why I say the best thing is to get in a group of like-minded individuals to where you can have that mentorship, because that mentorship will bring you along a lot faster than doing it on your own.
Okay. Oh, all right. So, all right, family. If you are just tuning in to the Campaign TV Show podcast, I am your host, Brother King Cam, and I'm here with Mo, the chart guy, CEO and founder of Unbroken Mindset. Man, crypto investor, stock market trader, man. And we are talking about how to make money online in the markets. So this is basically learning a new skill, like going to school for anything else, whether it's welding, barbering, beautician, whether you even going to school for a 4-year degree,
Mhm.
or something like that. It's literally learning a new skill. So as you go through, I guess basically, if you in a group, right, you just learning, researching, like you said, getting more knowledgeable, and as you become more comfortable with the skill, then you'll start to branch out and do more stuff as far as like investment wise.
That's right.
Correct?
That's right.
Okay. Okay. So is it do they have programs set up similar to like with Forex where you could kind of play with like a dummy account? And
So with cryptocurrency, no, there is no dummy account. But as far as day trading, I know TD Ameritrade does offer a paper trading system to where you can practice getting in and out of your trades or whatever, and getting comfortable with it. But I say this to anybody who's trading: that paper trading kind of gives you a false sense of reality, right? You don't feel the pressure because it's not real money. So I always say start with a small account and put that real money on the line so you can shake that anxiety of nervousness, losing the money, like, because you got to be able to trade with an unbroken mindset in order to be successful. Because when you lose, how are you going to bounce back? Because you're going to lose. So it just comes to, when you lose, how are you going to bounce back? What did you learn from that loss? And just taking it all down and incorporating it in your trading journey.
yes, sir. So okay, okay, okay. That last piece, very important. That trading journal. I've
Mm-hmm.
heard that from top experienced traders that you definitely have to have a journal, and you should be journaling during your trading journey, right?
Yeah.
Um, so unbroken mindset. In the beginning, when you got into this, it was just you and your wife,
Mm-hmm.
and your wife is more on the day trader side, you more on the crypto side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how did we get to unbroken mindset?
All right. So initially, we was a part of this group. It was called Capital Gains, and we broke away from that group. I didn't really like the direction that they were heading in because I'm kind of more for the people. You know what I mean? I want to.
Yes, sir.
I feel like if you're a lot of blue collar workers can't afford those high prices. You know what I mean?
Yes,
What I
sir.
look like charging somebody $1,000 or $500 a month, $1,000 a month, or whatever, and you're still kind of working paycheck to paycheck. So for me, my group was really, my thinking was just to make it for the people, make it something affordable, make it something to where people can come in and actually learn and get a great learning environment to where they see me, live trade every day on a daily basis and make it something that they can truly benefit from. You know what I mean? So that's how we came up with Unbroken Mindset. And like I always used to tell people, that it was about the mindset. And that's what investing is. It's about your mindset.
That's very, very key, family. And you'll start to understand. And I'm talking to everybody that's listening to the podcast right now. You will begin to understand that the reoccurring theme in all success, any millionaire would tell you, is the mindset. It always starts with the mind. Everything physical is a replica or a download or a printout of what is happening internally and mentally. So when you're looking at your financial success or lack thereof, then there's an issue in the mindset. There's an issue going on. If you're not able to be successful in trading and digital real estate, building your brand online on social media, whatever the case may be, that's because there's an issue in the mindset. There's a lack of information, right? So that's very important. So always, always, always be willing to invest in education, to learn more, to be able to have access to more knowledge with people that have more experience, because that's only going to add to you. That's only going to add value. It's not going to take away from you. So Unbroken Mindset is the name of the group. It's a group of like-minded individuals who will be able to teach you how to become successful day trading as well as crypto investing. So you are full-time crypto investing and day trading, correct?
That's right.
Okay, yes, sir. So talk about the journey, the time it took to be able to go full time with this.
So initially I learned, candlesticks and support and resistance. It didn't take me no time to learn that. That was like 3 to 6 month process. But to actually become a consistent gainer into where I was taking profits every day,
right?
That took me like a year and a half.
Ooh, so 18 months, family. 18 months. Yeah. It's not an overnight thing.
Nah, it's definitely not.
It's not an overnight thing. So when you see, Mo the chart guy doing what he does, remember, he put in 18 months. He put in 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5 years, going on 6 years.
It's not an easy process, man. It's not.
Yeah,
I remember learning. I remember looking at my wife. I was losing for 6 months straight.
Wow.
And I'll be looking at my wife and she'll be looking at me. So you ain't gonna take that money off the board. I'll be like, man, I know what this candlestick gonna do. I got this. And then I end up losing some money, and then she'll look at me. I told you to take the money off the board. And I did that for like 6 months straight, losing streak, like seeing money, not having risk management, blowing accounts.
That risk management.
Yeah, that is by far the biggest thing when it comes to trading is risk management. And I didn't have it at the beginning because I felt like I was so good that like I got this, you know what I mean? And I make a big gain and then I lose everything that I earned. And then just that whole process, like I really learned from that. And I was hard-headed because, one thing about trading, you have to be able to say, you know what, I'm wrong. And if you can't say that to yourself, you're going to lose a bag. So you got to be able to say, I'm wrong. What did I do wrong? And you got to understand the sentiment of the market. That's, and you can't really go against the sentiment of the market, So
the reason why I had to do the claps, the reason why I had to do the applause is because you're talking about and really nailing down on discipline. And somebody put it in the chat, discipline. You have to be able to be disciplined. A lot of people want a lifestyle of financial freedom, a lifestyle of not having to be, tied to a job, having to clock in a 9 to 5, all of that kind of stuff. But they don't want to put in the time that's necessary. Don't want to take the L's that's necessary. You said 6 months straight of lessons that had to be learned. Not losses, lessons that had to be learned, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had to understand the discipline to say, you know what? I know I've been doing good, but you know what? That ain't right. I'm wrong on that one. Let me fall back. You
Yep.
know, I done got my gains for the day. I done got my profit for the day. I'm done. That's another one, right? Because you winning, you hitting, and
Yeah.
then you like, yo, I'm gonna just stay in this all day. I'm about to run it up. And next thing
Hey,
you know,
that
you
greed
know,
is that
you
greed to get you every time.
that's it. That greed to get you every time. So, family, you're talking about 95% of dealing with this mindset,
Mhm.
mental. You know, being able to say no, because you got to think about it. We're talking about our people specifically who have never been taught discipline when it comes to finances. We haven't
Mhm.
been taught discipline with anything, whether it's food, alcohol, just anything and anything. We have always been known to overindulge, push the limits, right? So, and that's just not our people. That's America and Americans as a society. They always pushing the limits. So having discipline when it comes to finance is something that's like taboo in our community because we don't know anything about that. So it's very key that you mentioned that as for those who may be interested in becoming a day trader or investing in crypto, what is going to take? You know, what is it going to take? So we got an unbroken mindset. You being a crypto investor, your wife being more into day trade. How did she play a role in the unbroken mindset? How did she get into day trading?
So she's big on research. She's very persistent. And sometimes, man, look, I may be the king, but the queen got most spaces to move on that on that board. So
That's right.
she moves how she needs to move to research whatever it is that we need to be looking up. And she makes sure that I'm on point. She keeps me grounded, lets me know, hey, you slacking today, you know what I mean? So
Right.
she's definitely a great partner to have, and she's just as much as I'm invested, she's invested too.
Man, that's a beautiful thing right there, family. And for all the brothers out here, that's kings, and you know you running in it or whatever the case may be. You are not complete until you got that woman on your side.
Yep. Choose
You
wisely.
Yeah, you are not complete until you have that woman on your side to help take the kingdom to the next level. Because that's definitely a key. My man D'Angelo Jamal said trading 10% skill, 90% psychology. You know, definitely more mindset than skill, but you definitely have to always gotta keep sharpening your sword on the skill side as well. So man, so crash options. Right, I want to talk about this because you know I was introduced to it a little bit. Some people may also know exactly what I'm talking about, but could you give some perspective on crash options? Because I know you can make a lot of money in crash options real fast, right? Like you can make a
Right.
lot of money in crash options real fast, but you can also lose a lot of money just real fast. So,
Yes.
is that something that you guys teach in Unbroken mindset as well, or you kind of just stick to your regular day trades and the crypto investment?
So when you say crash options, I'm not really familiar with that term, but in our group, what we do teach is options trading,
Or
which
options trade? Yeah.
yeah. So options trading, we do break down pretty much everything that you're gonna need to know when it comes to getting in options trading, and then whenever you need extra help, that Monday night, Tuesday night, we do a class. We call it general discussion, Q&A. So whatever it is that you need assistance with, at that point we start addressing it right then because we want to get you up to speed so you can get in and out of these trades. Because sometimes, as I'm live trading, people jump in trades with me and the team, and they're winning this money, right? But they don't know why they winning. So I
Right.
want to address like, hey, this ain't gonna happen every time. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
want you to like start understanding the process of options. How do I make what is making me make this money? So understanding the Greeks, your contracts, what you're looking at when you're looking at your contracts, volume, implied volatility, all of that
Mm.
stuff. So we go through everything.
Wow, man, it's like a mini university over there.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
tell
like
like I tell people, we put that bib on you and we spoon feed you until you know what I'm saying, you able to start feeding yourself.
Well, that's a good thing. And I really appreciate what y'all doing, with Unbroken Mindset, because a lot of this stuff before was not like the information and the knowledge was not easily accessible. So
Right.
people that was interested in this or even had a knowledge of it, because some of us didn't even have a knowledge of it, but people who knew about it didn't necessarily know how you could learn more. There wasn't a YouTube university necessarily to be able to even give you a little bit of information, let alone there being like groups and and networks that have people who are actually teaching this. Now they have classes. People are teaching classes and courses and curriculums on this stuff, and that wasn't available at first. So how important is that to you to be able to teach more people this valuable skill that has allowed you to leave the 9 to 5 and be able to literally, have as much free time necessary for you and your family?
So I truly think it's important because look what we're still kind of like recovering from a pandemic. A lot of people lost jobs. So this is a skill, if you would have known, you would have been able to kind of make some money while still trying to get back into a corporate position. You know what I mean? So I always tell anybody, learn from this pandemic because it behooves you to learn something where you can get money outside of your corporate position. And you because if they could if that's the only place you're getting your money from, then you're gonna be hurt the next time this happens. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think that's important. And one of the reasons that I got into it is like I felt like once I got to a level where I was good enough to teach people, I wanted to be able to teach, people without having that like, you know, self-righteous, like uppity attitude. Because some people teach this thing and they don't act like they was at that level. You know what I mean? So I always
Yeah.
wanted to bring that back to the people that came up under my tree.
Absolutely. Man, that's powerful, bro. Because yeah, like you said, a lot of people teach it from a downward view. Like I'm up here, I've been doing this. You don't know what you're talking about. So, and it's kind of like in a condescending manner.
Hmm.
So it's good that you're kind of looking at it from a different perspective and say, okay, I want to make sure that I'm always on the level playing field, no matter how many years ahead that I have on my students. They don't feel like I'm, trying to, you know, you know, trying to look down on them and things like that. So that's
Hmm.
very, very important, family. So how are people able to tap in with
So,
Unbroken
so
Mindset?
first things first, you can definitely follow us on YouTube. It's Unbroken Mindset on YouTube. We do have a free Telegram for crypto and options. It's Unbroken Mindset on there as well. And then if somebody maybe D'Angelo could drop the link, or at least if you could drop the link, you can join through our Discord. We have a 7-day free trial, and you can come get a feel of how you like the group. After 7 days, if you like it, stay on with us and learn and the price is at $39.99. So you're not gonna get. I'm the best kept secret. Me and my team, we're the best kept secret in the digital space when it comes to teaching options and cryptocurrency.
Wow, wow. So y'all heard that, family. It's a 7-day free trial. After the 7 days, it's $39.99. There's gonna be a link dropped in the comments section so that you can go ahead and tap in the Unbroken Mindset. We'll create a generational wealth within the Unbroken Mindset community, and that's what it's about. Teaching skills that doesn't require you have to necessarily get a college degree. Skills that pay the bills is very, very important, especially during this time. As Brother Mo said, during the pandemic, a lot of people lost their job because they were solely dependent upon that one income. And then because they don't have another skill that they could fall back on, a lot of people lost a lot of their different possessions. People, still now on rocky grounds as it pertains to finances and being able to stay in the game and just to survive, feed their family, all of that stuff. So having skills that can pay the bills, whether you are clocking in or not, is something extremely important. And then also, this is something you could do from your phone and from your laptop, correct?
That's right.
So you
That's
can
right.
literally travel. You can literally travel and trade.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sure can. Yep.
Wow.
So,
So, all of that's important. All of that's important, family. And I think being able to do that is key. So let me ask you this, because again, we know with the recent change with Facebook changing their shell company to Meta, and there being all of this talk about, NFTs and, you know obviously cryptocurrency. They even talked about Odell, his contract with the Rams he did in like Ethereum.
Yeah,
You know,
Bitcoin. Hmm.
yeah, Bitcoin. Okay, so how are people going to tie all of this together? Because it's like you got crypto over here, you have NFTs over here, you have day trading over there. So how do we tie it all together for it to be able to flow?
So everything is metaverse, right? So if you look at the metaverse, that is included augmented reality, virtual reality, NFTs, crypto, all of this stuff. Look at it. If we're going to be in the metaverse, we're going to have these things to interact or
Right.
transact with each other. So that's how I think it's all going to come together. You're going to, like, if you're in the metaverse and you want to sell art, you might have some land, a sandbox, and a digital museum for us to come visit and buy NFTs from your store. But guess what? We can't buy that in dollars.
In
So now
dollars,
we
right?
need to know how to use digital currency in order to purchase your NFTs. So it's
Mm,
all gonna be like together, because like decentralized finance is so dangerous to the centralized banking system that
uh-huh.
now you have the centralized banks going to uh have digital currencies. So right now, the Chinese World Bank, they have their digital currency that they just put in beta testing, and they
Uh-huh.
have all these wallet holders. You have the Nigeria, the Inera has beta testing on the Inera, right? You have
Wow.
who else? You have cities like El Salvador. Now they're coming up with a way to have digital currencies. So all these world banks are now setting up for themselves like, hey, we can't get left out. So now they're changing their business models to compete with decentralized finance. So that just goes to show you how big this movement is. And for a lot of us, it can definitely close that gap that we've been left behind for 400 years.
Great, great, great information, family. I don't know anything about China dropping any digital currency, or El
Yep.
Salvador, or anywhere in Africa. So, man, that's great information and good to know. And a lot of this, a lot of this stuff, family, is not something that you're gonna find while you binge watching Netflix, or while
Nah.
you watching something on television, right? Because it's not a mainstream commercial. So I say that to say you gotta read. You gotta get into what's going on, not only in your state or in the United States, but in the world. This is world news that Brother Mo's talking about. This is world news. Stuff going
Mhm,
on in China and what they just put in beta testing. That's world news. What they doing
mhm.
in El Salvador. That's world news. So expanding your mindset. A lot of us talk about manifesting and all of that kind of stuff. Well, part of being able to do that is expanding your mind, seeing new things, tasting new foods, being a part of new cultures, right? Expanding your mind. Well, expand your mind as well financially, because there's so many realms of finance that we haven't been able to touch. It's mind blowing. So
That's right.
now, in the information age, 2022, coming out of 2021, everything is at your fingertips with your cell phone. You can literally pull up any and everything that you need. Tap into world news, because it's very, very important, especially if you get into day trading and all of that kind of stuff, because that world news affects the markets, right? So
That's right.
world news affects. So if something is going on in North Korea or China or in Africa or Central America, that stuff can affect the markets. So
Mhm.
understanding world news, watching different programs about money and finance. They have all those shows on now, Fox Money and all that kind of stuff. Watching that stuff, understanding what's going on, understanding what's happening, as it pertains to the market, what's volatile, what's not, when the market's open, when it closed. all of that stuff. All of that stuff is very important. So you really have to expand yourself out of the rat race. If you are a person that's stuck in the rat race, then this is not something that's going to be easy for you, because this is not go to work, come home, eat, play with the children, then go to bed, wake up, do it all over again. This is literally, you putting in time and expanding your mind and getting as much knowledge and information as possible. Go ahead, brother Mo. I know it sounds like you had something to say.
Oh
You can
no,
chime
I'm
in.
just listening to you, man. You saying everything I wanted to say, but there is two shows that are kind of like entertainment that you can kind of see how, like you can watch the show Billions if you want to kind of get a feel for how these hedge funds work.
Uh huh.
It's a lot of drama in it, but the entertainment, but the basis of the movie is about a billionaire that has a hedge fund, and
Uh
if
huh.
you kind of want to see how they thinking and how the billionaires play with each other, interact with each other, watch the show Billions. And
Uh
then
huh.
if you truly want to kind of understand like what crypto is and what blockchain technology is, I would suggest the movie The Startup. That's a good movie. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, that's on
yeah,
that's on Netflix, right?
yeah. So
Yeah, my man was telling me about the startup.
yeah, so if you check out The Startup, as far as it's not going to like give you like textbook information, but if you kind of want to feel for what crypto is and
Right.
what they were doing with it and how it kind of works, that is definitely one show, I'm saying, you can watch because they touched on a lot of stuff that like is real tech in there.
Wow. Wow. So I have another question. And this one is not specific to crypto or day trading, but it's about just it's just about black people in technology. How
Mhm.
important do you feel that how important do you feel black people being in the space of technology is moving forward in 2022?
I think it's very important because it's very little representation of us in this space. When I was an IT analyst, I could probably count on one hand how many developers I seen, software
Wow.
application developers. You know what I mean? It's mainly going to be, Asians and white people or whatever,
Right.
right? So I think it's important. I definitely think it's important for, we to start getting our children into this technology because if we go into this digital age and you're still trying to, you know, certain jobs not going to be around.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
hey, teach them how to code, teach them how to build applications, teach them how to work on these autonomous robots. Because right now they have a company now that's even finna start doing surgery on people, helping doctors do surgery. So autonomy is finna like be the big thing. So a lot of the jobs that we have now are not even gonna be here anymore. You know what I mean? It's gonna just only be somebody that can fix what's going on with that robot. So
Well, I mean, shoot, you could see we saw the beginning of it with self checkout, right? They started pretty much
mhm,
eliminating a lot of the need for cashiers. So that's like that job is going to be completely eliminated, in the future. Not going to be the cashiers.
yeah,
Now with if you worked in any type of warehouse jobs, they got pallets now, pallet jacks that like are automatic. You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
So people like
Mhm.
order pickers, that's going to be a job that's non-existent moving forward. Now they have robots. There's a I can't think what is the name of the daggone restaurant. It's a Jamaican restaurant. It's
Oh
in
yeah, where they had the server to come
yeah,
seat you to your seat. Yeah,
uh-huh.
I
And
seen
it's in
it.
it's in
Yeah, I
North
seen it.
Atlanta. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so it's up there by State Farm. But you know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
They got the electric the robot that come and bring the food to you. So you're talking
Right.
about waitressing, you're talking about serving jobs and all of that stuff. Non-existent moving forward. Robots and I know DG Derek Grace too has talked about this extensively, understanding because he actually has a robot company called Grace Robotics and just getting into that industry and really understanding which direction the world is moving into because a lot of people are being replaced by technology. These
Mhm.
robots, are taking the positions that we once had. They talked about this and hinted at this in warfare, in the military, where they would be replacing human pilots for basically fighter jets that can fly themselves with artificial intelligence.
That's right.
You know,
So I
so you
mean,
Yeah, so you got so much that's going on.
Think about it. Tesla just not Tesla. I keep calling him Tesla, but Elon Musk just announced the other day. It might have been yesterday. Like he's ready to do live testing on humans with his little computer chip that's supposed to make us smarter, supposed to make us live longer, and he's ready to start doing beta testing on humans. So like it's here. You
Wow.
know what I mean? So just I would definitely say get your kids into definitely learning how to code because that's probably going to be one of the higher paying jobs here in the future.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, man, they paying people out there. Whether and this is the thing too, because once you learn the skill of coding, not only can you get a job and make a decent living, working for a company that codes, but you could contract your skill out. You could
Mm-hmm.
work for contracts and work for these companies. So, say the company that wanted to hire you, you would just contract out and say, "No, nah, I'm good. I just do the work though for X amount of dollars."
That's
Now
right.
you could charge them 2, 3, 4, 5 times as much as they was going to pay you on a salary anyway, because you have the skill of coding, and it's not as many, it's not a whole bunch of coders, so it's in demand. It's very in demand, and you can make a whole lot of money because businesses need it. Like you said, app development. People need app
Mhm.
development. They need, all type of stuff that's just on the technology back end that a lot of the ownership, the leadership does not have the skills and ability to do. So you could
That's
come
true.
in as a contractor and do that work and make a whole lot of money, family. So introducing your children into technology, like you said, coding, any type of STEM programs. Take that money, take that tax money, and instead of trying to buy a whip in cash, go and pay for STEM program. You know, get into a STEM program, get your children into a STEM program, get yourself into a STEM program, you know, and learn about, science, technology, and being able to engineering, mathematics, because that is what's going to push the culture forward. That's what's going to push everything, into the future, family. So,
That's
man,
true.
I appreciate everybody who was tapped in tonight for this podcast. With Mo the Chart Guy, he came and gave us so much information, so many jewels, so much gems that we could use for those who are looking to become day traders, invest in crypto, things like that. Mo, is there any closing words that you want to just drop on the people?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Listen, I have this phrase that I say, and I say, you deserve nothing, but you earn everything. So anything that you put
Mm.
in, if you don't put the work in, you won't get nothing out. And I also like to give a shout out to my team, JD Floyd, Easy Money, Qua, my guy Chris Boyd, who put me on this journey and led me down the right path, and my crypto guy D Wiz and my guy B Lane.
Yeah. So shout out to the team, man. And this was
And
beautiful.
I know I mentioned it early, but I can't forget the wife.
Yeah, yeah, you cannot, bro. Even if you mentioned it earlier, you got to
Yeah, I
double
gotta say
back.
it again.
Gotta say it again, bro. You know how it's gonna be something after this if you
Right,
ain't say it
right,
again.
right.
So yeah, definitely shout out to her as well, family. But I appreciate you coming through, brother, man. This is a humbling experience because I'm always learning, always, trying to understand more and more about the world around me. Everybody should be doing the same, so this is something that you're interested in doing. Definitely tap in with this, brother. How can they follow you on social media, bro?
So you can follow us at Unbroken Mindset, and then you can follow me at Mo the Chart Guy on Instagram. And I do a lot of reels. I try to drop some knowledge on there if you follow me. And also, too, man, before we go, I do want to extend the invite to you. You know what I mean? You can come drop in the group and,
Okay.
and, and learn with us and see how you like the journey.
Oh man, thank you, bro. I would definitely be tapping in with y'all for sure.
Mhm.
Because you can't, like I said, you can't never have enough tools in the toolbox. So
Right.
man, let's get it. Let's get it. So all right, family. Well, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know I'm your host, Brother King Cam. This is the Campaign TV Show podcast. We appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Shout out to everybody who dropped a comment in the comment section, who shared, liked, who reshared this. Those on YouTube, man. Anybody that commented, anybody that subscribed to the channel tonight, man, we appreciate you as well. Make sure you watch the replay. Share us with your family, with your friends. I know there's people saying save this live. So, hopefully we said something that was impactful, something that you was able to get a gem from, something that you was able to use. Man, tap into the resources that you was exposed to tonight. So Unbroken Mindset is one new resource that you have at your disposal now that you can tap into. Man, get with like-minded individuals. And it's funny because Brother Mo said this himself, and I didn't say it first, but we know in Message to the Black Man, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that get with 6 to 8 like-minded individuals in this book right here. Get with 6 to 8 like-minded individuals, and that's how you become successful. And Mo said it earlier, man, get with those like-minded individuals, and that's how you become successful, family. So I appreciate you all for tuning in tonight, man. And make sure also, if you would like to donate to the podcast, you can do so via Cash App, $Campaign TV Show. Cash App is $Campaign TV Show. Also, if you would like to become a part of the podcast community, you get updates, you get feedback, you text conversations, you get sent out the link directly for the podcast. You text the whole word podcast to 404-737-1030. Again, that number is 404-737-1030, and that's the word podcast. You can become a part of the community, get on the text thread, and tap in, family. So let's see. Let me see. Somebody had dropped some comments in here. Oh, yeah. People say awesome feedback. Good stuff. Save this live. Yeah. So we definitely, man, was glad to be impactful and knowledgeable to the people. And, man, we'll check y'all on the next episode, family. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum.
Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. They gave leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. But we have decided to find a leadership of our own.
Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me. I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say. They see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. And then back when you said they was emancipated. This ain't that. Your head too big. You feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair. You had the advantage. We wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Nah. Your worst nightmare, my skin tone about them chains. Yeah. Not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still wanna think our history started when we were slaves? What? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we made. I was chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you